Welcome to this edition of Beyond the Book. Today I have Miss April with me. And
Hi, everybody.
I'm Miss Deborah. And we're going to read the book Ruby Finds a Worry by Tom Percival. So let's see what adventures Ruby has today with her worry. Ruby loved being Ruby. She loved to swing up high, and she loved to explore wild, faraway places. Sometimes she even went all the way to the very bottom of the garden. Ruby was perfectly happy until one day she discovered a worry. It wasn't a very big worry. In fact, it was so small that at first Ruby hardly noticed it, but then the worry started to grow. Each day it got a little bigger. It just wouldn't leave her alone. It was there at breakfast, staring at her over the cereal box, and it was still there at night when she brushed her teeth. The funny thing was that no one else could see Ruby's worry, not even her teacher. So Ruby pretended that she couldn't see it either. She tried to carry on as if everything was normal, but it just wasn't. The worry was always there, stopping her from doing the things that she loved. Ruby wondered if the worry would ever go away. What if it didn't? What if it stayed with her forever? Ruby didn't realize it, but she was doing the worst thing you can ever do with a worry. She was worrying about it. Now the worry was enormous. It could barely fit in the kitchen at dinner time. It filled up half the school bus. It took up whole rows at the movie theater. The worry became the only thing that Ruby could think about, and it seemed like she would never feel happy again. Then one day, something unexpected happened. Ruby noticed a boy sitting alone in the park. He looked how she felt, sad. And then she noticed something else, something hovering next to him. Could it be a worry? It was! Ruby realized that she wasn't the only person with a worry after all. Other people had them too. She asked the boy what was on his mind, and as he told her, the strangest thing happened. His worry began to shrink. Then Ruby did the best thing you can ever do if you have a worry. She talked about it. As the words tumbled out, Ruby's worry began to shrink until it was barely there at all. Soon, both of their worries were gone. Finally, Ruby felt like herself again. Of course, that wasn't the last time she ever had a worry. Everyone gets them from time to time. But now that she knew how to get rid of them, they never hung around for long. The end.
That's a good book, Miss Deborah.
Yeah, it's a very hopeful book.
For sure.
Right now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling worried and anxious myself, just like Ruby did at the beginning of this story. So like Ruby, I just wanted to share some of my feelings with you all. I have felt sad and away from other people and feeling isolated from family and friends. It's been really hard.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way too, feeling anxious and disconnected. And since all of you are home from school right now, maybe you're feeling that anxious worry as well. So we're actually going to talk to you today about some things that have worked for other kids that we know. And just a disclaimer, Miss Deborah and I are not mental health professionals. We are librarians. So what we're sharing with you today is things that have worked for people that we know and kids that we know. But if you're really concerned and if your worries are getting really, really big, maybe you could reach out to a mental health professional to seek more strategies that could help you. But some things that work for kids we know, the first is belly breathing, which is really easy to do, and we're going to practice that. So you actually put your hands on your belly, and you're going to breathe in and out deeply and feel your belly rising and falling. So we're going to do it together. So that especially helps if you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and you just really feel your belly rising and falling. And you can do that laying down as well, so you can really even see your belly going up and down. Some other things that work, and this works for younger kids too, is counting backwards from 10 or counting up to 10. Sometimes even counting and breathing at the same time, counting your breaths, that can work. For your really little ones, you can try sensory bottles. And we have a link for Miss Mary made a video on how to actually make these yourselves. But you can look at the bottle and count down until all of the glitter has settled. Even just shaking it can be comforting. Some other things that work well with some of your like middle elementary kids is a weather report, and sometimes that works with your younger ones too. So basically a weather report is when you ask, you compare your feelings to a weather. So this especially works for kids that maybe have difficulty expressing their feelings. So you can say, today my feelings are pretty stormy. I feel like a cloud is over me. I feel foggy today. On really, really bad days, maybe you're having a thunderstorm. Maybe you're having a sunny day and it's a really great day, and maybe that day you got to play outside and it was just really great. So weather report is a great way to check in with your kids. Something else that works, the actual term, the mental health term is grounding, but with you guys we can call it spidey senses. So we talk about what we can actually physically feel and see and hear and smell and even taste if you're enjoying a delicious orange that day. But what are your spidey senses feeling at that moment? And that can actually help you feel more in the reality and in where you are. A
little bit more in control. So
yeah,
like my hands are on this table. Right. I feel my feet on the ground.
I see Miss Deborah beside me and I know she's my friend, and so I can feel more comforted and things like that. Something else that really works for everybody, and you can do this as a whole family, is just practicing gratitude. So what are you thankful for today? So today I'm thankful that I get to hang out with Miss Deborah, which is something I really enjoy doing. And, this weekend I was really thankful for a sunny day. It was very beautiful.
I went on beautiful walks today. Earlier this weekend too.
Which is another good thing you can do. You can go on walks. And on those walks, you can actually observe nature. You can do a sensory walk where you walk in complete silence and you just observe the things around you. And then you can talk about those things that you saw on your walk. Maybe even get out and ride your bike if you are able to ride your bike. Yeah. I love riding my bike personally.
Oh, yes. Me too.
I'm a big bike rider. So Ms. Deborah?
Because we know there are a lot of things that kids are missing right now.
Yeah,
they're missing transitions. They're missing their friends, their teachers, just that normalcy of daily life. We're all missing that.
Yeah.
But I know kids are really feeling missing birthdays, missing other celebrations, missing milestones, not being able to celebrate losing teeth even.
Yeah.
Or being a part of a wedding. So there's lots of sadness that can be when you can't, that is there when you can't see your friends and family and be part of those big milestones as families or as kids. I know some other things that kids are going to be missing are graduations. I know even college students are missing that, and missing pictures and different things that you won't have those special memories that everybody else gets to have, which can be hard.
For sure.
Just being mindful of that and finding little celebrations that you can have other times, or you could, call other people and that kind of thing and celebrate that together.
You could maybe even have a virtual birthday party. So you could use some sort of software, even Facebook allows you to do this, and you could have a virtual birthday party to celebrate together. So those are some things. Parents, this is some stuff for you to know. This is some grown-up talk. There is actually something called secondary trauma syndrome, which is basically where kids sort of absorb the anxiety that we're feeling. So it's really just good for us as parents to sort of be mindful, because even when we're not talking about what we're experiencing, kids can sort of sense it. They have spidey senses all the time. And, sometimes like in Ruby Finds a Worry, sometimes you just really need to talk to your kids about it and just have a conversation about how this is not normal for any of us. So it's just hard. And even as adults, it's hard for us. And sometimes that can just really help things. Just being mindful and doing belly breaths as a family can be great. So speaking of, we have some links that you can access on our website and below. And one of them is an app that's free from Sesame Street. It's called Breathe, Think, Do with Sesame, and it's available for Android and Apple. And like I said, it's free. And you practice belly breathing with it by pushing on the monster so that his breath comes in and out. And you get to make choices in there for how he's feeling. And another one, parents, this website's called worrywisekids.org. And it has some really great strategies to work with kids, especially kids that already have anxiety issues and are now experiencing essentially a trauma. So this is activating even more anxiety in them. So there are other links provided as well, but those are two that you could start with. So.
Well, as the library staff, we all miss you.
Yes.
We miss you greatly, and we cannot wait to see your happy, smiling faces back here very soon.
On a sunny day.
That's right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us.